Doing presents The Mad Dash. Watch us every Tuesday morning on YouTube. Join me and multiple crew members as I take our Crowley catamaran from Sydney, Australia all the way up around the top to Lombok in Indonesia. Made possible by our patrons. Thank you very much, you guys, and also our sponsors here on board for this trip. Thanks so much, guys. Well, good morning, guys. Start of another video here on The Mad Dash. We are currently in Cooktown and plan on sailing out to Lizard Island today. I've never been to Lizard Island. It's about 55, 56 miles from here, sort of 20 miles offshore. Beautiful place. There's a fancy resort there that we can't go to, obviously, and probably wouldn't really want to, but there's also lovely beach, anchorage, lots of coral. Because it's offshore, there's real clear water. I'll show you all that later. We're going to spend 2 days out there, I think, before we head on up the coast. So we're just ready to leave now. It's about, it's probably close to 7 o'clock now. I got up at 6 and I wanted to leave early, but it's just been squall after squall after squall rolling in. So you can see in the background here, it's sort of sunny, but it's just pissing with rain right now, but there's another squall right behind it. I want to put up the mainsail before we leave, and then we've got quite a few boats and there's a bit of a channel to get out of. And I mean, we can leave in a squall, but I prefer to not leave in a squall. We'll just wait for a bit of a break and then we'll get out. And it's going to be squally all day, so we're going to have to deal with it all day. But just getting out through this harbour would be nice to have a bit of, not rain in our eyes. Anyway, we'll get into it in a minute. So I got a break in the squalls, pulled up the mainsail, and obviously because the weather was going to be like it was, I put in a second reef, locked that in, and put out about half the jib. The thing with being in a fast boat is that you're always pulling the apparent wind forward. So we had 20 degrees on the beam, for example, and then we're going 10. So you're pulling the wind forward to probably 40, 50, 60 degrees. And so you're getting more wind. That meant we go even faster, so you're pulling it even more forward. So got to be aware of that. Right, we're howling along. This is our first upwind leg actually for quite a while. Definitely since we had the boat back in the water. Both daggerboards are down and they're both intact at the moment, so that's a good thing. My fix must have worked. It's 25 knots of wind on about 40 to 50 degrees, and we're doing sort of between 8 and 9. We're sitting on 8.5 basically. And a few more miles and then we can turn a few degrees to a better angle. Hopefully we'll get at least a beam reach. How are we doing?
Awesome. Great fun today.
Still dry?
They've been wet, but the sun's drying up, so I'm totally happy. Beautiful weather.
So when we get around this point here, we can turn a bit more north. So it'll be a bit easier. I'm taking a bit of a break here on the couch. John's outside steering. Well, not really, autopilot steering. But we are in a shipping channel. Now, I'll show you on the maps here. We're pretty much going to be in a shipping channel the whole way to Thursday Island. As you can see, the reef, the Great Barrier Reef, comes in quite close to the mainland, sort of closer and closer. And the only free area to go between them is the shipping channel. So basically, we're always in a shipping channel from now on. So really take care, because some of these ships coming south, they're empty. Well, they got ballast, but they're quite empty. I remember this because I came south in Schiehallion this time last year, and they're doing 22 knots, some of them, and they're 950 feet long, so they're pretty big. And the shipping channel is pretty narrow at some points where it goes between reefs or little islands. You're really going to have your wits about you, but it's all good. We're ripping along sort of 9s and 10s. Well, it's a bit noisy sometimes because we are at 60 degrees to the wind. The boat's handling remarkably well and it is pretty quiet, but we do get the odd wave. How's it going, John? All good?
Couldn't be happier.
going, John?
Staying dry, barely.
Barely staying dry. We doing alright sailing though?
Yeah, making a good time, doing about 8-9 knots, and just a couple of hours more and we'll be at Lizard Island. A couple of squalls passing by, and otherwise really pretty smooth.
So how are you feeling about this upwind passage on the catamaran? Any insights?
Well, I got to say, on this catamaran, it's actually pretty dry. Like I was expecting to get a bit more water over the front, but it's been pretty good. Hard to even compare. I'm not really sure because I haven't done too many long upwind stretches on a monohull really. So, but it's actually not. I'm feeling fine.
There she is. Woo-hoo-hoo! Big Mama, right beside us. After a really close encounter with a humpback whale breaching right beside us, we were at Lizard Island. Seemed to just be such a fast, awesome trip. Pulled right up at the beach, dropped the anchor, and wow, paradise.
I'm taking this off. Okay, here we go.
Well, we have arrived in the tropical paradise of Lizard Island. And man, what a stunning place. First impressions are schmick. Water's clear. There's 6 other boats here that have probably been here all a week at least, just because it's been rough weather down south and no one overtook us. We were the only ones sailing this last 4 days anyway from Cairns. But how amazing is it? Anyway, second half of this video, I'll show you a bit. We're here for 2 whole days. Well, not counting today, 2 more days, which will be awesome. So we'll get on the island and we'll go for a bit of a snorkel and yeah, enjoy ourselves. So we're going for a hike. We're going up to a place called Cook's Look. Captain Cook climbed a lot of mountains looking for his way out of this labyrinth of reefs. So he did that in Cooktown, we showed in the last video. And he did it out here on Lizard Island too. You can already see out here, this is our anchorage, and look at the spectacular colours. It says 2 to 3 hour return on the little signpost, and it's very much steep up and then you obviously steep down again. There's no loop, it's just up and down, but it's from sea level to 380 meters above sea level, so it's a decent climb. So we've got proper shoes on, got some water, some sandwiches, and obviously a camera or 2. Should get a fairly good view up there. Might see a whale or 2. We saw one yesterday as we were sailing here, as you can see in the footage. A mama and a baby. The mama breached right beside us. One of the closest breaches I've ever seen before. Whew. It's quite a hike. On this side of the island there's no wind, so it's actually pretty hot. I'm used to climbing mountains. I've made my whole career climbing mountains with snowboarding and things, but yeah, I've been on the boat for a year and a half now without getting off really, and our leg muscles take a bit of a beating, that's for sure. As in, not really a beating, they're too relaxed. You don't get to use them enough on a boat. So I can definitely notice in my legs and my heart, lungs. But yeah, it's good, I love it. I'm pushing on a bit. John, he's 10 years older than me, so he's slowed down a bit. I'm pushing on because I want to get my heart rate up, I want to feel a beating. Not too far to go. I think this last part's probably quite steep though, and it's definitely in the no shade anymore. But not too far, another 10 minutes and I'll be up there. Oh, it's pretty cool up here. Up on Cook's Look. Yeah, pretty cool little hike up here though. These trees and that around are pretty cool. Pretty beautiful, different sort of fauna up here. Pretty cool. So hidden under a rock at the very top there's an ammo tin with a cruiser's book. Well, I guess it's mostly for cruisers, but anyway, you can put in your name and what your impressions were from the view. Pretty cool, always going to do that. So obviously the hike back down was a damn sight quicker than the hike up, and before we knew it we were back at the beach, and I absolutely couldn't wait to jump in the water and go and cool off and see this amazing coral. So we had an absolute ball at Lizard Island, and it felt like a proper little holiday even though it was only 2 days. But for us on the Mad Dash, where we're just dashing, this was an awesome little stop, the best one along the coast as far as I'm concerned. Got to give a big shout out to all the patrons, you guys supporting us, supporting the hard work that goes into these videos. Absolutely magical, you guys. Bottom of our hearts, thanks so much. All you guys that would be interested in throwing us a few bucks for a couple of beers, helping us out with the production of these videos, there's a link down below in the description. We'd love to welcome you on board. Next week's video is going to be an absolute cracker, so definitely tune in for that on Tuesday. We show you some of possibly the best Aboriginal paintings ever. For me, the best I've ever seen, for sure. There's also going to be a competition, a photo competition. I shot a photo that I'm very, very proud of, and I want to show it to you guys, and I'm offering it up for sale too. Anyway, see all this next week, next Tuesday. Bye-bye.